Palaszczuk is, in my view, is unelectable now after what has occurred in the last 24 to 48 hours. Annastacia Palaszczuk will forever wear the comment where she said, Queensland hospitals are for Queenslanders. The message was sent to a lot of people in places like Ballina, don't even try to come here. I have family and friends in Ballina who feel that a lot of people believe that around the Ballina district. Palaszczuk has got to wear this.
Gary, this finishes Palaszczuk for me forever. I don't know about you girls, but I just think it is absolutely disgusting. Yeah. And I just wonder if she will have the death of that unborn baby on her conscience for the rest of her life. But I suspect not, because socialists aren't very good at that sort of stuff. But to have heard, and as we all heard those words, New South Wales has got some hospitals, Queensland hospitals are for Queenslanders, goes against the grain of everything that this country is about.
Hear, hear.
And it is quite ironic that today, or this year, is the 100th anniversary of the rather famous High Court case known as the Engineers case, which really cemented forever the Commonwealth as being the superior government to the state governments. And I think when we realise that the High Court found that way, and that has been the case ever since, we just have to have our Prime Minister having action, and that's what I've been calling for. Now, this Act of Parliament is a start. It's going to come in next week, I understand. But they're setting up a panel in DFAT to draw up a list to do an audit, and we don't need any woke people on that panel. And DFAT's not immune from that. So we've got to make sure that action happens, that Belton Road agreement of Chairman Dan's is ripped up, that the Confucius agreements institutes in universities, which are preaching propaganda into our kids, where you've got the Queensland, a university in Queensland going against one of its own students and throwing that student out because they dared to criticise the Chinese Communist Party, a source of money. It's disgraceful, and it's got to stop. I'm prepared to lend my big red pencil to DFAT to start going through them and rubbing them out, because it just has to be done. But we don't need 9 months or 12 months or whatever to start doing it. It has to be now. That agreement was signed by Chairman Dan in June, and that's when I started calling for it to be stopped. So we really have to be very firm and not allow grass to grow under the feet. It's got to happen, and we don't stop there. Get out of Paris, you hear me. Get out of the submarine contract.
Yep,
we can't wait till 2050 for a submarine to protect ourselves. It has to be done now. And this is the cheapest way we can get out of that contract now. And then get rid of, you and I, Gary, talk about with shame a particular act of the Commonwealth Parliament we voted for in our day, and we take that back, that vote back tomorrow. So there's so much to do. So we can't let up. We have to keep the pressure on. We want action. And I want the Australian people need to say, with regard to Palaszczuk and what has happened with that poor mother, those 16 hours of hell, they have to we can't cop it. They have to make their voice heard. Let us know. Let the government know. Let that vote happen in Queensland to see her defeated, because she has gone way beyond the pale.